Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Create Expectations. I'm here with my friend, Grand Inquisitor Sarah. How are you today, Grand Inquisitor Sarah?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Maybe I should have called you some I don't know what numbers are even available now. Like fourth sister.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't really know. Does it cap out at nine? It's like this part of lore that I don't even know about. Like the Inquisition. I don't know.
I you know more than me.
I probably do. So we're talking about a lot of things today. And for those of you who are
Mhm.
new to this show, we do the segment on this one. It's the first segment, it's the best segment, and then we go over for the lesser and still really really good segment over on Sarah's channel, which you'll find a link to. If you wait long enough, it'll just pop up, or you can go to the video description and find a link to there. Make sure to sub Sarah, and she's going to have, I mean, especially now that we're getting close to the next conquest, like we're a month away, she's going to have all the cool strats for you. And she's the conquest guru, the territory battle guru. So go follow her.
Thanks. I won't say that I hope you got coal for Christmas.
You don't have to say it. I know that you think it already.
Uh, yeah, so I feel like we have a lot to talk about, but also not a lot to talk about because CG's on Christmas break.
Should we just go to your channel now? Should we just cut the video short?
The fun channel.
Yeah, yeah. We'll just be like, hello, everyone. Go follow Sarah. Goodbye.
Uh, no, there's tons to talk about. I feel like this, and I don't know. Okay, so tell me how what you're thinking, and I'm curious actually what other people are thinking, so maybe they can put it in your comments too. Is
Hmm.
this just because it's so crazy with like the holiday season, or does the first week of Conquest and also Empire territory battle just like melt your brain?
I mean, this is what I call Hell Week.
This is
This
yeah.
is this is the week that is the most miserable. Territory battles and conquest together. It's just so much. It's a lot, and even though we're not doing PvP, like GAC, I can always just kind of shirk on GAC if I really need to. If I'm like, all right, I'm wiped out. I'm just gonna let my defenses roll over, and
Hmm.
we just won't expect a great result. But I can kind of just, I'll do my stream and that's it. As opposed to like I'm just forced to, especially with this set. I have to do 6 refreshes on my main for conquest.
That's gross.
I have to do 6 refreshes because there are some crazy datacrons right now for set six. Like a new for the new set especially, it's just too much to ignore. So I have to do that, and then I have to do the territory battles for both accounts. It's a lot to do.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. And I was thinking about it today because I was like, this was the first day that I was like, oh my gosh, we still have more stuff to do and I'm not gonna have time. Um, and I personally really enjoy doing conquest and territory battles. So I don't know if it's like just the holidays as well as making it too crazy, but it's a lot.
My guild just messaged me right before we started and said, "Hey, when are you gonna do your territory battles?" And I'm like, in an hour or so after I record crate.
Yeah, I've not done mine either. So,
Yep. I
oopsie.
went to do mine on Professor X actually this
Mhm.
morning, or maybe it was last night. But I was like, I seriously, I like fist pumped when I saw that everything had already been done and I didn't actually need to do any fights. I was like, all right, we've already met all of our star totals. Like, they don't want me to mess with the deployment or anything.
Mhm.
I don't have to do anything. All right. I was like, yay.
You're welcome. I mean,
Yeah.
the good thing about me not doing them yet is it would be me yelling at myself. So,
Right, which is what a crazy person would do, which is why it wouldn't be that surprising.
Rude. Uh,
Like if I
uh,
just saw you yelling at yourself, I think like if I was just like passing along one day and I saw you, first off I'd be like, why is she like nearby? Like
why is
physically
she
nearby.
nearby?
And second off, I'm like, why am I in Canada? Uh, and then once I finally like reconciled that, I'd be like, oh well, yeah, she's yelling at herself. That's pretty standard.
No, not at all. Yeah, so just a ton of territory battles and conquest and assault battles, which thankfully we have a sim button for,
Yeah.
and new new Datacron set,
Ooh.
and yeah,
So something I'm gonna be putting out, I think next. Like I'll be putting out just a real short video on it. But one thing I wanted to mention. I mean, people are. It's not that relevant right now, but I
Mhm.
just wanted to mention. I failed in the first territory battle. I failed the Kira and Han special mission
Right,
because I just took scoundrels and that's it.
right.
This time I was able to figure out the right splits so that I could use Kenobi with a Jedi team in light side, and then I used a Padme team with Cat
Okay.
for another light side, and that left me to be able to use Rey on to
Mm.
go with Kira scoundrels.
So she could lifeblood.
Yeah, so then you take Vander Chewie with you, and then you lifeblood Vander Chewie, so they're all he has a perpetual buff on him because of lifeblood, so that means people do way less damage. And then you take L3, and I mean obviously not everyone's gonna have a Relic 5, Vandor, and L3, but if you happen to have those, that makes it made the mission so smooth and easy. It was just real nice. And yeah, I mean, it's one of those stretch goals because that's going to be something that's going to be the gift that keeps giving for like 3 years in a row.
Well, actually, I kind of like that you said that too, because a lot of people, like Pico, for example, in our guild, him and I were talking about this, and you're a Han, you see that mission, you see the Hondo mission, I think, which is in phase two. But you see these like missions that require specific characters, and your immediate thought is to put them with that faction that they go with
Hmm.
instead of sticking a Galactic Legend on there or sticking
Right?
something on there that isn't necessarily their faction that makes it just smoother. And that's kind of the really cool thing about getting to use your whole roster.
Oh, it really is. And I mean, I know that tip isn't going to be for everyone, but yeah, like once. Because the first time I did exactly that, I stayed inside the box and I got through the first wave. I was like, all right, feeling good. And then they were like, you're dead. And I was like, okay, well, at least it was just a special mission. It didn't affect my total waves because I'm a wave chaser, Sarah. Haha.
Rude.
I just thought I'd trigger you real quick. But but no, so I was one of 9 of my pretty big guild that got it, and like the information is out there. It's not like that, but it's. Yeah, I just thought it was an interesting thing, I guess.
Hmm. No, for sure. And I know like a lot of people have been struggling with that mission too.
Yeah, well, and I think that on day one you can get away with it. Just like I honestly think that the optimal thing. So Kit Fisto is part of the requirements and stuff, and I think that the optimal thing is to just not have anyone gear Kit Fisto unless you really need them for platoons or whatever.
Hmm.
But otherwise, I think that's a trap. I think that's a mission that like the only reason you do that is because you really love territory battles, or your guild like really needs help and you're kind of a whale or something. But it's in the first day, and
Hmm.
you're going to like you're mostly just going to be able to skip it one way or another. I feel like, and the Kit Fisto thing, like I don't think that someone with like 6 million GP should ever be looking at putting relics on Kit Fisto for that mission.
I agree with you. I've had to tell a few people, even in our own guild, that I'm like, this isn't a priority character. Like we can ignore this.
Yeah, I don't think that there's a time that we're gonna like desperately need the combat mission. I mean, for my guild for sure not, or for my main account. For our alt guild, the one that I share with you,
Mhm.
seems like we're going to be able to just transition from 6 stars to 9 stars pretty seamlessly without using the mission. Though maybe I'm wrong. You've crunched it. I don't want to step on your toes if I'm wrong here.
We're pretty sure we're going to be able to transition to that after Conquest once we've got Scythe unlocked. Because
Nice.
that's
Okay.
going to be a huge boost in overall GP. And then that adds the fleet mission. So I think I haven't done the actual math on it yet, but we've been looking at it.
Speaking of Scythe, has there ever been I don't know if Scythe is going to end up being the best character from Conquest or not. I just don't know. It's hard to tell.
Mhm.
For ships, it's like you just don't know. But I will say, and this is an easy conquest, but has there ever been as much pressure to unlock a conquest character as there is right now to unlock Scythe? Because you need a whole buttload of them, approximately one buttload.
Yeah. Well, I was even looking at because I've been building static platoon templates for our guild, just so that everyone can plan their teams and like all this kind of stuff for territory battles. I'm like, there's literally a whole bunch of points right now that we are missing because we can't fill platoons.
Well, I was looking at it, and so one of our guild, like I haven't gone as in depth as you by any stretch. Like I'm not even saying that I haven't even tried to go in depth. You know what I'm like. So like we're totally different categories here. However, you know, I I was looking at it just in passing the other day for my guild, and one of them was just marked off of don't fill platoons. There's no point. And I was looking, and was it light side or I forget? One of them is every single platoon on either light side or neutral
It's neutral.
required required yeah
Yeah. At
a
least one
ship,
scythe.
one scythe. I keep wanting to call it purge, damn it all, but
No.
uh
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
like one scythe for each, and it was like there's no point actually at all right
mhm.
now in feeling that.
Yeah. It's on phase two in Felucia. You can't fill a single one. Um which like it's funny because people are like, well, I'm not using this character. I'm like, I don't care, you're wasting the GP. Like it doesn't need to go here. Uh
Right.
so
You may as well just generally like deploy it in generalization. Like you don't get a boost from doing like 1/3 of one quadrant of the
or
platoons or something.
I mean the other thing is so and this is kind of like where I get paranoid as a territory battle officer is if you fill a character in a platoon that an officer has said to ignore,
Hmm.
you now open a potential gate of other people to be like, oh, I guess we're not ignoring this and drop their characters in a platoon.
Oh, there you go.
And if they have a rare character that you say you only have one of
Right.
and they put it in the wrong spot, you're now screwed.
Hmm. That
Um,
makes sense.
so I
That
get like really, I hate to be like, to say like micromanagey about it, but I'm like, just don't do it.
no, that I think that's wisely paranoid. Frankly, like that takes a little bit of wisdom. Like that makes sense. I think so. One like if you really care about how many banners you're contributing in your guild,
Mhm.
one hack is if you're already at 3 stars and your guild hasn't filled all of the slots, you can actually get a few more GP deployed for your account by just adding a few characters to it. So you know, like it's just like inflates your own numbers. It doesn't do a single jot of good for anyone else but yourself. But
No,
yay,
no.
yay, you can get some characters. You can get a few points there if you care about that. I've never actually cared that much about it personally, but just something, something fun. Um, yeah. So how many? are we gonna grow in stars this time, Sarah? Do you think?
No, only because we decided with the holidays not to change the plan. I was like, there's no point tweaking it when people are busy and half paying attention. I was like, let's just keep it status quo and then we can tweak
Yep.
things next time.
Well, next time we'll have the not purge the scythe available too, right?
Yeah. Well, and like that's the really cool thing because Conquest will end and TB will start and
At the exact same time, basically.
pretty much, yeah, you're right. Actually, I think territory battles will start an hour before Conquest ends.
Oh, okay. That's so inconvenient. No, that's pretty cool. Still.
Well, we won't
Um,
need it for platoons in the first phase.
no.
No,
Oh, we need it for the mission. We need it
yeah,
for combat mission. Okay.
yeah. So just chill for an hour and then you can do the combat mission.
So what's going to be the next conquest character?
Ooh, man.
We've known in advance for a long time, like for all of them. It's been like, oh yeah, we know that it's going to be the Grand Inquisitor ship,
Hmm.
or we know that it's going to be whatever came before that, Malgus,
Right. We
because
knew
those,
we knew it was going to be Ben Solo.
yeah, we knew Malgus and Ben Solo. Like
Mhm.
we've known forever in advance, and right now, I haven't heard a single damn thing.
I haven't heard a single rumor. Um, so I have no idea. I mean, I don't it's I think we can safely say it's not going to be another ship. They haven't done ships back to back.
I don't want it to be another ship. I mean, maybe I do, just because my Omicrons are just like, how am I ever gonna get one for Hondo? You know, like I want one for him. How am I gonna get a like? I just unlocked Afra.
Hmm.
How am I gonna get her any? You know, I don't have the money to spend $100 on 30 Omicron mats every time it comes. Like I like that pack well enough, even as a whale, but
Hmm.
lately I just, at least especially this month, I overspent a little bit this month anyways. It's just it's a lot. Even if you're a spender, $100 for those Omicron mats is it's expensive.
It's a lot. Um, I wonder, like, do you think they would do something related to Bad Batch? Because Bad Batch will be starting.
Ooh, I like that idea.
And then you would have Conquest start when we're already five-ish episodes into Bad Batch, I think, give or take.
Like yeah, it would be kind of cool to have it be what's his name, Crosshair,
Hmm.
maybe.
I know a lot of people have been wanting that.
Yeah,
Is he
Crosshair might be cool.
is he worthy of being a Conquest character? A Conquest level character?
If Tie Interceptor is worthy, then yeah.
But I feel like
Like
ships are a
if
little bit different.
Sweat Stain Solo is worthy. Like he had how much, like 10 minutes of screen time or
Uh,
something. I I mean I think Cross. You're probably right on some levels. I think
mhm,
okay. So let me bounce this back at you. Another option might be like Cal Kestis from the
mhm.
Jedi Fallen Order game, and I think in terms of like heroics and strength, character strength, and all that, like probably he is worthy. But also, I mean, maybe a lot of people who have played this game have also played that. But I personally haven't had time. I don't have time to play it.
Mhm.
I watched the full, like there's a couple YouTube clip things where they take all of the clips and just make it into one like 6 hour movie.
Right.
And so over the course of time, I watched all of those just so I knew the story of it, so that but like otherwise, Cal is a little bit obscure as well. Malgus is super obscure,
So
actually.
obscure. So
Um,
obscure.
so having like Crosshair is at least probably more known to people, and I think people might welcome that a little bit. He's not
Yeah.
as he's not as powerful though. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I don't I mean, maybe this is an I don't know if this is what you would call an unpopular opinion, but I don't think CG cares if it's obscure or not.
Hmm. You have to think that they care a little bit about, like, face name recognitions. I mean, I think they care some. There's probably some people who would just dive into it. Like, I mean, I would love for those of you who love the old expanded universe that like Talon Card
Hmm.
or Booster Tarek or Corrin Horn, like any of those characters, really iconic and awesome in their individual novels and books, and material. But like CG could do that, and I don't think they ever will. Kind of like I couldn't believe that they did all the Starkiller units, frankly.
Yeah. I mean, but that's what I mean is like there are tons of people. I know several who are like, don't know who this is.
Well, I mean, and you're right on some levels. Like, what the hell was Sortie? Like, why did they even? Why was she even a thing?
Well, all of
Like,
us were like, what is this? Because that was their own
like
concoction.
they just created Sortie, and they're like, let's do a robot with boobs.
But
You
like
know, like cool. Let's do that. Yeah, we'll call her Sortie for some reason.
there
But
are
she is really good in what's it called though? Conquest.
Conquest. But there are so many characters that I'm like, I had never heard of them until they came to the game. And CG is like, yeah, they're gonna be really powerful. And I'm like, all right, I guess I'll go get them. No idea who they are.
So I don't play, and I haven't ever played Marvel Strike Force, but I mean
Hmm.
that's basically, I'm a fan of the movies. I watch all the shows. I do all that stuff, but I don't know a single thing about the comic books, really.
Right.
It,
So same
you know,
idea.
right. So if I played the game, I'm sure like, uh, you know, I don't play Marvel Snap anymore. I had to stop, but just because I didn't have time. But
Hmm.
they're doing like Silver Surfer right now is like their big unlock thing, like their theme. And I'm like, I don't know a single thing. Like I don't know what Silver Surfer is. Like, no clue. But and yeah, I would still try to get that card. I'm guessing in the game because it's good. So probably, I guess most people are just like, yeah, like I don't know who Jedi Revan is, but he's got a lightsaber. I guess he's cool.
Right. Like I had no idea who Jedi Knight Revan was.
Right.
Still got him the first time because CG was like, he's gonna be powerful. And I was like, okay.
And you like power.
Yes, I do.
So yeah, yeah, that would be cool though. I like the idea of a Bad Batch thing. Here's what I would like for Bad Batch actually. I would
Mhm.
like them to wait a little bit and eventually release their ship as a conquest character.
Mm, that would be good. So maybe do something else here and then the Bad Batch ship.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it makes a lot of sense to have Cal Kestis because they're going to be releasing the game here pretty soon
Hmm.
as a crossover thing. I mean, they're pretty hit and miss on the crossover stuff, I guess, for the video games. There's frankly there hasn't been that many other Star Wars video games been released at the same time,
No.
so there's that too.
Um, I think if we get the Bad Batch ship, people might be just so upset it's not Red 5
I'm done with Red 5. I'm over it. No more Red 5 talk until we get Red 5.
until it actually is happening.
Yeah, I'm like I will almost be angry if they release Red 5 now because of all the trolling that Meatface has done. I'll be
Hmm.
like, you've waited so freaking long. This troll has lasted for so long. Like it's just yeah. I don't. I want nothing to do with like I'm just done. I'm mentally fatigued to the point of just like I think I'll be like, this kid is the coolest thing. It's gonna revolutionize ships. The ships are gonna be fun from now on. Like we're gonna enjoy. Everyone will enjoy the game. People will watch my content for and I'll still be pissed.
Hmm.
Like it'll be like this great renaissance of the game. And I mean, I'm exaggerating by a huge stretch. To be clear, guys, I don't actually think Red 5 is gonna be transformative. But even if it is, I'm just like I'm so weary of it. I don't want it to happen now. I'm like, I hope they release Red 6 and it's Jack Porkins.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't even know what to do if they release Red 5,
Just unlock it because it's powerful.
I guess.
So hey, we don't have much time, but I did
Okay.
wanna shout out your you had a really great GAC season this time
Oh,
around,
thanks.
Sarah. You went 6-3, and that's amazing. Congratulations on a good showing.
Thanks. It was, 5v5, so I tried.
Right. So how did you? Are you going to miss any part of set four? I'm curious. Of
No.
set four Datacrons.
Uh, yeah, I'm gonna miss Vader. I really enjoyed that Vader Datacron.
It's a lot of fun, actually.
Like, I got to use that Vader Datacron in every territory war and every GAC round. Solo.
Yeah.
It was great. I was like, this is the most fun. Like, things Datacrons like that. I'm like, yeah, this is fun. Like, I like this. I can actually hit you.
Yay.
Like, are you gonna miss anything other than Vader?
I'll. Well, Vader kind of annoyed me anyways because he's tough to plan around. Actually,
Right.
like I'd always be like, yeah, okay, well they place too much stuff, they can't clear me, and then they do, and the key element is always Vader. I'm like, oh, I forgot Vader could do that. Like I just
Hmm.
he was like a blind spot, a mental blind spot, and he was very tough for me to plan around, and so that I'll be kind of relieved to have him gone in some ways. Not to
That's
mention
fair.
in 3v3 he is very tricky to use well. Like there's a lot of times that I was like, man, I feel stressed out just thinking of like I could get max banners with him, or I could just lose horrifically because I forgot about some weird mechanic interaction.
Right.
Because threes are just different. But yeah, I'll also have a you know it'll be good and bad kind of relationship with the with Dash Kron. It is super fun
Hmm.
to use on offense, and yet he started being a huge pain because everyone just put him on Ray after a while. And
Right.
like usually I didn't have a problem you doing that. Like I just put him on a separate team from Ray, and then people had to use two GLs to deal with it anyways. Then
Hmm.
like so it was good. At the end of the day, it's way more fun to use it on offense, and so I'm gonna miss using him on offense.
Yeah. That's fair. He was a fun cron too.
Yeah, he wasn't bad. He didn't suck. Otherwise, like the potential for dodge and the fact that we had to farm accuracy stuff, like that can go to hell forever.
Yeah. I will not miss that at all.
All right, so let's talk about a trigger photo, shall we?
Oh gosh. Yes, we got several, which is great. We could pick from
Yeah.
them.
All right. Well, so the only one I'm showing today is
Hmm.
someone with Grand Admiral Thrawn at Relic, what three something at relics, and uh +9 speed.
Total.
Well, and I think
Yep.
there was one with Dark Basti who had a speed set on, and she was like +15.
Yeah, there was another one like that. So
Yeah,
this is when I saw the nine, I was like, how is this even possible? Like that's what?
yeah. Oh, well, it's just funny because like it's either they just threw them on and didn't care at all, or they just had it auto place. Like they just do the
Right. I forgot that auto place is a thing.
well, and CG is like the funny thing that the thing that makes me laugh about it is like they're always trying to place a certain set, like they're always trying to meet some objective of it,
Hmm.
and so someone every new character that's released, CG has someone who goes in there and programs the auto place for that new character, and they but like do they just think it's the biggest joke ever? Do they just have like Meatface do it? I don't know, like because they're never good. Like they're never good.
I've never even looked at the auto place. Like I've
Yeah,
never even been curious about it. Anytime I get a new character, I'm like, I'll give you these mods and then I'll do a proper remod later.
yeah, yep. I think that's wise. All right, so headed over to Sarah's channel, folks. Go
Right.
like and sub and do all that stuff on her channel, and I'll see you over there. We'll talk about Grand Inquisitor and stuff.
Spoiler.